Hi guys, I hope that you're all very well. Welcome back for a new video on the Juice and Gems YouTube channel. My name is Sylvana. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about the new moon in Aries that is happening tomorrow. Yes, the new moon in Aries is finally here. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, depending on your time zone, it might vary, on the day. It's going to be the 11th or the 12th. But overall, I think either or, whichever day you decide to do your new moon ritual, I think both days work, to be honest. But what we're going to do here today is more so talk about what is it that you guys need to know about this new moon in Aries. So we're going to talk about the main topics that this new moon will raise, what should be our focus on, what do we need to work on at this time of the month. And it's going to be very interesting. We're going to go through all of these elements. I'll give you as well maybe some ideas of rituals you can create for yourself should you wish to set up a beautiful new moon ritual. And of course, as always, we're going to also talk about crystals. So what are some of my favorite crystals to work with during this new moon in Aries? So let's start from the beginning. So we're going to cover everything that there is for you to know about this new moon. What does it involve? What is the main message here behind everything? And this does not only impact people that have a sun in Aries or a moon or rising in Aries, but pretty much everybody really. Like, I can feel myself that this month, not this month, I mean this season, with Aries season, I can feel definitely the energy levels rising up, and the motivation as well really really going. So overall, this Aries new moon is really about that powerful energy that Aries represents. And what does it represent? Well, it is the initiator of the zodiac. So that means you're dealing with an energy that's going to be very much so around manifestation, new beginnings, setting new intentions. Yeah, but you're going to tell me, yeah, but that's for every new moon. Like, what does it make it so special to Aries? Well, Aries by itself already embodies all those elements, and because of that, it is the initiator of the zodiac. It is the zodiac sign that kickstarts the new zodiac calendar. So all of that means that on top of the new moon, Aries is going to bring even more of a feeling of a new fresh start, and that sense of really us embodying that sense of renewal, and us really embodying a new beginning, some sort of rebirth, and it's going to be very interesting because during the new moon usually is not really visible to the naked eye, but apart from that, that doesn't mean that the new moon is not going to have any effect or impact. It does to its own right, as much as the full moon has its own power. And it's going to be all about really trying to focus on whatever is blank, whatever is missing, whatever is empty. How can we fill it in? What can we put in it to make it flourish, to make it grow again? And that works for our wishes, our goals, our intentions. So yeah, it's going to be very much so focused on trying to draw in, trying to attract, manifest, embody the desires that we have, and to really focus on being mindful, but at the same time, being aligned with what we want. But at the same time, you have to be careful what you're wishing for. Now is the time to really be clear, and really make sure that your choices are accurate, that you know exactly what you want, that what you want is really what you want and not someone else, and do that rather than focusing on what you don't want, because so many people do that, and I can see that so often. It's funny how the human psyche sometimes has that habit of focusing on the negative, uh, which is quite interesting. Like, we spend so much time complaining of, oh, I don't have this, or I wish I had that, or I need this more in my life. And I'm like, but aren't you grateful for what you actually have? Because you're not doing that bad. Things could be worse. Count now. I'm like, count now. How many things do you have that you're grateful for right now? List me everything, and we'll see how you're doing. And for example, gratitude journaling is so great at this time, because now is the time to remind ourselves of what is it that we have that we are so grateful for, and that will really train our minds to think more positive rather than negative, and focus on, what do we want more of, in the sense of making our cup full rather than looking at it half empty, and not focusing on what's already there, if that makes sense. So now is the time to really embody that very strong Aries energy by your actions, but also by your mindset and by your vocabulary, my friends, because it's all about the language. How is your language? Is your language empowering you, or is your language, bringing you down? Like, is your language seeing things, like, is your language, does it speak, does it reflect attraction and manifestation, or does it reflect and attract lack? And watch that very closely. Watch the way you express yourself, the words you use, and how you use those words, not just for yourself but also for the people around you, and how that affects you too. Because people don't realize the importance of the mindset and that programming that we have about our subconscious mind, and the way we've been trained to think a certain way or to say certain things that automatically over time become automatisms, and that's then become really like ingrained in our brain, and we don't even realize anymore what we're doing, or we don't even seem to realize how it's becoming our norm, even though from an external point of view someone else might say, why are you being so negative, it's just so bad for you. And you can't seem to see it because it's just so deeply impregnated in your psyche. There's a bit of that too, and that's why I think this time now is the perfect time to really start to rework everything. Start really looking at our vocabulary, looking at our language. Is there any words that we're using that we should not be using? What do you say more often? Like, what are the elements, for example, that would be part of your vocabulary? Like, these are all elements that are very important. And what is it about, after all? It's making sure that your world, that your environment is filled with love and kindness. And how do you do that? Well, it all has to start from within. It's unlikely that it's going to come to you from the outside if it's not already resonating within yourself. It's like everything. A bad behavior will attract bad things, bad experiences. A good behavior usually attracts positive experiences, if you see what I mean. So that's why it's so important to make sure you don't sabotage yourself through your mind, through those self-limiting beliefs that you may have, that you might be aware of or maybe not. Well, now is the time to release all that. Instead of focusing on oh, I can't do this, or I don't have time, or this is too hard, or I don't know. Try to remind yourself of what words should you not use. For example, don't use, like, some of the words I really dislike is I'm sorry, but some people will think I'm a bit crazy, but a lot of my wonderful, lovely, and so wonderful Irish friends love to say, not too bad. But I don't like that. I feel it just does not put you in the right frame of mind. And unfortunately, once you get used to saying that, it's not good. When someone asks you, how are you? Not too bad. No, you have to say, I feel great, I'm good, thank you so much for asking, how are you? You know, that's the type of behaviors we want to instill. That's what we want more of, because that's what we're going to attract. You know, if something is too hard, instead of saying, oh, I can't do it, like, it means that physically you can't do it, but actually you can. You have 2 arms, I would say. You probably have 2 legs. You probably are fit and healthy enough to do what you are facing, but you're saying to yourself, I can't, in the sense that it creates that illusion that there's literally something physically that's stopping you from being able to do it, when literally you could. Instead, say something like, oh wow, that's a bit tricky, but you know what, I'm going to do my best and we'll see what happens. That's a good way to look at things, you know. And I really want to encourage you guys to try, you know, until the next new moon, to keep this going and see how this works for you. Like, will you, you know, at some stage see a shift or a change or anything? I would love to know. Especially if you're someone that tends to be very much so in a negative, you know, thought patterns, if that makes sense. But apart from that, I would say, yeah, just try to remind yourself of the importance of embodying that Aries energy right now. That's really the big main message here. And what does that mean? Allow those thoughts that you have, and only those thoughts, anything different than that, you're gonna have to stop it and say goodbye to it. I want you to allow only thoughts associated with hope and opportunity and positivity. And because this is what's going to attract abundance, this is what's going to attract happiness, love, and all those wonderful things, prosperity, everything, you know. So use this new moon as a beautiful opportunity for you to be more positive and to be kinder to yourself, because you absolutely deserve it, and open yourself to that new beginning, to embody this new beginning the best possible way you can, and try to do this work, because it's very important. And this will allow you to open your eyes and, you know, maybe try new things, you know, make different life choices that you wouldn't have done in the first place, because you wouldn't have necessarily been in the right frame of mind to get to them, if that makes sense. So and I'm saying that very strongly, especially today. You're going to see that this is the main topic of the new moon in Aries, because it's not just the new moon that's in Aries right now. Obviously you're aware the sun is in Aries because it's Aries season, but we also have Venus in Aries, we also have Mercury in Aries, and then we have 3 other asteroids right now that are in Aries, which is a big deal. That means that we are very much so in that powerful, passionate, forward thinking and you know, impulsive energy of Aries, you know. And you know, it's now is the time for those of us that find it hard and doesn't come as easy. Try to take some action, you know, whatever it is, even in the smallest things in life. Now is the time to take action, and you know, follow your guts, trust your intuition. That's going to be the best thing you can do. And you know, and you will see that things will naturally unfold. You know, you might feel a bit of extra sensitiveness, especially if you're someone that tends to have a lot of Aries energy in your chart, or if your sun is in Aries or your rising. So, you know, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and you know, everything should be absolutely fine for you, you know, I have no doubt. If I was to give ideas of rituals that you can use to put yourself in the best place during this new moon in Aries and make the most out of this beautiful time. I would say grounding practices are great. Now is the time to really reconnect with the earth and really to embody that beautiful inner strength and those foundations and focus on the present, the here and now. So a beautiful grounding meditation would be great. Definitely that would be, because it's all about being strong, safe and secure. I mean, that's literally what Aries energy is all about. It's very much around that. And you know, try to set your intentions you know, related to Aries energy. So, you know, I would say something that would be particularly like, try to focus as what is it that Aries reminds you of. You know, if you are an Aries yourself, or if you have any Aries family or friends around you, what do they remind you of? What would be the keywords you would naturally associate with them, and see how you can embody that beautiful energy that they hold within themselves, you know. And yeah, you know, a little bit of a breath work is always great. You know, like I love to do you know, breath of fire as well myself through my Kundalini yoga. I think it's also great to really pump you with that energy, and you know, really that for me works very well. And yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. You know, remember that it's very much so about following your heart, your intuition right now. You know, thinking about things from a beginner's perspective. And you know, we all start everything from beginners. You know, nobody will be a pro from day one. It's just absolutely impossible. So be open to that. Be open to thinking differently. You know, be open to see breakthroughs, to open yourself to self-development, and making yourself your number one priority, because you absolutely deserve it, especially if it's not something that comes natural to you. Now is the time. You know, like, it's, you know, you will go through it. Everything will be fine, you know. Breakthrough from long-term bad habits, as we said earlier, the subconscious programming and everything related to the way we talk, the words we use. This is also important. You know, change your attitude. Try to be more positive, more optimistic, more you know, forward thinking, and full of energy, like an Aries is. Even if it's not your sign, you know, I don't think I have any planets in Aries in my chart, to be honest, but I relate a lot to Aries energy, and I think it's really wonderful. And it reminds me of the importance of persistence, and you know, keep moving, and you know, to trust in our own insights, you know, that we can create change. We have the power within ourselves, and even when everything seems to be lost and doom and gloom, it's not. It's just a test to see if we are truly capable and worth of whatever's coming next, you know. So yeah, that would be my main ideas about what this new moon in Aries is all about. I'm going to show you some crystals that I like to work with during this time, so just to give you a bit of an idea. I do like Aragonite. Aragonite is great. It's very grounding energy. So as we said at the beginning, a lot of grounding practices now would be great for you guys. A grounding meditation definitely for this new moon in Aries would be absolutely amazing. This is Aragonite here. This is a cluster I have. Wonderful tool to work with. And it's very much so as well about embracing that inner confidence. For me, it embodies that beautiful Aries energy. It's about grounding, but also deep, fiery confidence. You know, supports, you know, deep healing, anything related to any new beginnings, changes, new cycles in your life, but making sure that you make the most out of them. Then I like to work with Azerite Malachite. So that's my crystal here. I love Azerite Malachite. I like Azerite Malachite because it's like it embodies both our intuition, which is all about what we have to do right now. We need to embody that sense of trusting our own intuition, that we have the answers within ourselves. Like an Aries trust, they have that trust within themselves, that they know exactly what they're doing and they're just going for it. But at the same time, you also have the Malachite energy, which is kind of you know, healing the heart and allowing yourself to be kinder and nicer to yourself, all at the same time. So definitely a great choice for me. And last but not least, I do like to work with red jasper. Would you believe? Red jasper is great because it really embodies that energy that's very much so Aries energy. So it's going to be like strength, power, stamina, grounding, protection, real deep root chakra energy. So like that sense of stability, safety, that deep sense of instinct. It's that deep masculine energy, you know, divine masculine energy within all of us that we all have. We all have both masculine and feminine energies within us, and it's very much so about igniting that inner fire, just like Aries have that beautiful inner active and strong energy within themselves. So yeah, that would be some of my topics. There could be other crystals as well suitable for this new moon in Aries. Of course, these are just some of my own picks. I hope this makes sense. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what is your favorite crystal to work with during this new moon in Aries? What do you think about this new moon in Aries? What feelings are starting to emerge from you? Does anything here that I said resonate with you? I would love to hear from you guys. Please also make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It helps a lot and it shows me what type of content you're enjoying and what to do next for you here on this channel. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I wish you all a beautiful day and I will be talking to you soon. See you guys.